Alright, hello and welcome back. It's been a little while since we made a video last. A little bit of hardware issues, a little bit of bad timing, everything kind of come together to make it so nothing works out. So where we left off last time was basically creating day blooms. I've made a few more of those, got them in there, made a couple of the standard mana pool. I pitched my diluted or weak one and made a second one of these and just filled them both up. Just been using them to make mana steel and other things. I have made a Ring of Magnetism. We can look at that one later. For now, today we're going to be doing something other than this, and so you are going to notice changes since there has been quite a bit of time to pass since my last video. We have done some things. I've got some ME, I've got some Draconic Evolution stuff, wearing some Thaumcraft armor, all sorts of stuff. Got ME going, but that's not what we're going to work on today. We're going to take a step back and do another video like we did a while ago for a birthday. So what we're going to do is, once again, we're going to build a cake. So what I did was I've kind of scoped a spot out over here where I'm thinking we're going to build it. So we're going to fly over here and take a look at it. And I've got it marked right there. It's basically one chunk, I think, is what we're going to build it. And it's going to be fairly squarish, I believe. We'll see how we do once we get there. And then kind of go from there. Get rid of this guy. There. So what I'm going to do right now is I think I'm going to, let's see how this looks. Kind of wanted to put an edging around it and have it sitting on something. So what I'm trying here is to see how this stuff looks around an edge of stone. So what I'm basically using is smooth stone chiseled into this ornate stone brick tiles. Kind of gives it a little bit of a honeycomb look. So we'll place all these around the edge just so we can kind of get an idea of that. And then what we're going to do is use a builder's wand, because placing a whole ton of blocks in a straight line is a bit of a pain. But with this, makes it quite a bit easier. So what I was thinking is take a look at this and see if I can get something plate-like. I mean, I may throw some carpenter's blocks in here as well. Alright, had a little bit of a skip there. Unfortunately, I forgot to mute my TeamSpeak, so it kind of jumped out at me. Alright, we're going to use our builder's wand here to extend this across so we can kind of get what we're looking for. I mean, we're not looking for ultra fancy here, but we're going to see if we can at least give it a little bit of a extra touch since it is in modded, so we can do a little more. But we're going to start out with something pretty basic right now, and that's just going to be this plate. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do for the actual cake part yet. I'm thinking what I'll probably end up doing is probably coming in probably like that and running the cake along this edge here. Give us a little bit of an edge around it, so we've got some room. It doesn't have to be huge, and we're kind of going to go with that. So that's what we're going to aim for. What I'm going to do right now is go see if I can skim through the materials I have and decide what I'm going to use for this, and then move on from there. So I'll be back once I pick the type of materials we're going to work with, and then we'll see what we're going to do then. Alright, came up with an idea. Wanted to pop back and just kind of run through it here real quick. One thing I'd completely forgotten about was Britannia has, I think they're called unstable beacons. Let's see if we can find them here. There they are. So what I'm thinking here, our son's favorite colors are yellow and blue. So what we're going to do is we're going to make one of each of these and just kind of add those in there. So each of these requires a mana pearl and then 4 of the associated color of the unstable cubes. Unstable cubes are fairly easy to make. Once you've got obsidian and ender pearls, they're pretty straightforward. You get 2 per shot. So what we're going to do is I've already got 2 of the yellows, so we're going to make a couple more of those. But to do that, we need 2 or 4 more yellow petals. Around like that. Some obsidian, and some ender pearls. Wrong button. Wrong button. Okay, that gives us 4 of those. Now we also need the blue ones, which is going to be these. So we're going to do this real quick, convert those to petals, pop them in here, and now we got 4 of those. So now if we look at this again, I just don't feel like pulling out my Britannia manual here. Okay, we need 2 mana pearls, which we get by dumping ender pearls into our mana pools. So we're going to do that real quick. 1 and 2. And then we surround it this way. And that. So now we've got those. Now, if I remember correctly, if you apply... It's been a while since I've used one of these, so let's see if they work the way I remember them working. Oh wait, that turns it off. That's right, it shoots way up in the air. So there's the yellow one. And there's the blue one. So you can see they kind of blend up in the air. So that should work. So we'll grab these. My pool's already full again because we've got so much power backed up. These day blooms don't produce much, but when the chunks in this area are loaded all the time, it stacks up pretty quickly. Alright, so now back to the job of trying to figure out what we're going to use for the top of the cake. I think I'm going to use the, I think it was not white ceramic block, white ceramic, there it is, wool and clay. So just some white stained clay and wool. Now, wool is one of those things we don't have in abundance by itself, but because of our little grinder here, we have enough string to last us a while at 162,000, so I have a automatic crafting setup to convert that to wool whenever I need it. So what we're going to do, I think, is jump back over there, start building the base, and then hopefully while we're doing that part, I'll come up with an idea of what I want to do for the top, for the actual kind of frosting part, and see what we can do there, because I'm not entirely sure what colors I want to use for that yet. And I know I want to use, well, the colors aren't really the issue, the material. I want to use some combination of blue and yellow more than likely. So what I did was I popped the chest up here using an angel block just so I didn't have to worry about something falling and or a creeper showing up and blowing it up on me. And there it goes. Alright. So let's just kind of lay this down and see what it looks like here. Now this isn't the fantastic builder's one. This is just the one you make really quick with an unstable ingot that only blew me up once while I was trying to make it, because I made one for myself and for one of the other players in the server here, and gave him a bit of a shock when I blew up right next to him when I did the divide by diamond error by not running quick enough when I was trying to build that thing, and my ingot blew up in my inventory. So let's see, we got 1, 2, let's go 3, 4, 5. Let's get rid of that real quick. This ender pouch here goes back into my ME system, so it's kind of a universal dump. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 10 wide and 5 tall. So there's 5. So this is kind of the height I'm looking to go, so it doesn't look like a complete cube. But now we have to do is decide what type of top that will go onto this, because right now it's just kind of a white block, and I want it to actually look like there's a top on it, and then I have to figure out where to put those beacons. And apparently I severely overestimated the amount of wool and clay I was going to need. So we'll just put all that back in the system. Alright, so back into NEI and chisel and see if I can figure out what to use for the top. And once I come up with that color, I will be back. And we're back. And just for future reference, this wool and clay is a royal pain to break. Everything seems to break at exactly the same rate. So it gets a little interesting. So what I settled on was this netherrack shale blue, or shale blue netherrack. It's blue and it doesn't look terrible. So I'm going to go with this. And what I'm thinking here for a pattern is I'm going to kind of go around the edge, and then this gives it so the top half will be the correct height without having to change anything. I did something wrong. What did I do? That goes there, that goes there, and there. And, oops, wait, that's not right. You wouldn't know, I just kind of tried this out to see how it would look. That goes there. There. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this pattern in place, assuming I can get it right again, and come back. And I brought some carpenter's wedge slopes with me because I want to see if I can round this off so it doesn't look quite so hard of an edge, just to see what we can kind of end up with. And I did it wrong again, didn't I? Having a heck of a time getting these blocks in the right place. Okay, so I'm going to finish this, and I want to see if I can get the carpenter's wedge slopes around the edge. So I'm going to do that and get the this layer in place and kind of get it rounded out, and then I'll be back. I'm going to cut because I haven't used these wedge slopes before, so I imagine it's going to be a bit of a disaster. So once I've got that in place, I will be back. Alright, so here's what I settled on for the top. I couldn't get this area right here to look like I wanted it to, but through the use of significant amount of carpenter's wedges, I managed to get this all kind of jammed in here the way I wanted it. It's close. I mean, it's a little more angular than I like in the corners, but I'm gonna see if I can at least make up for it with the candles, although those will probably just be straight tubes of yellow. But we'll see. I'm going to go dig up some candle materials, probably just probably wool with some glowstone, but I have to go back to dig those materials up, so I'm going to do that, and then once I've got that, I will be back. Alright, so I settled on yellow clay. So what we're going to do here is he is turning 7, so we've got 7 randomly laid out spots, and we're going to do 6 tall, just so they stand up. Actually, let's double check, make sure they don't look huge, which they do. So we'll go with 5 instead. Drop that down to 5 and get all these done, and then we're going to cap them with a piece of fancy glowstone just to make them light up a little bit. Like this. And it's a cake. But we do need to do this real quick. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop down here, and we're going to take forever to break. Actually, that will take forever. So we'll do it this way. And one thing I did do was I lowered the ground level here 1, so that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, as opposed to just the 5. Made it look a little bit better. And we're going to put these on the inside here. Everything outside is burning. And close that up. There, so now they sparkle. So if we go way over here and we turn around, we now have a birthday cake that launches sparkles way up in the air. So this is now our cake. So we're going to say happy birthday. And now I think, because watching him play Minecraft, one of the things he likes to do is basically blow things up. So in typical Minecraft style, we are going to now use some TNT, and we are going to explode the cake that we just made. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back inside. Actually, no, I'm just going to cover it on TNT, and we're just going to blow up bits of it. By bits of it, I mean I'm going to cover the entire top of it with TNT and see what happens. So I wonder if you can use the builder's wand with TNT. Oh, you can. That'll help a little bit. Get this covered here. I was going to use an Industrial Craft 2 nuke, but they're a bit of a pain to make. I had most of the materials done, and then I got to the point where I had to make the advanced machine frame that go inside of it, and that just didn't go well. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to make sure nothing of any significant value is close by, which there isn't. That's 253 meters away, should be safe. And we're going to light, let's just light that one. And then we're going to fly back and we're going to see what happens. Oh, smaller hole than I thought it would be. And we're going to come in here, pick up all our goodies, and that's it. I am actually going to leave chunks of this here, I think, for now. Pick up all the pieces around here. So there seems to be quite a few of them. I thought for sure the TNT would range down a little more than it did, but looks like it mainly went out and then down. Dump all this stuff on our ME system here. And that, and that, and that. Gotta put all our stuff away so we know where it is later, otherwise you can never find it. There. So, that was our cake. I was thinking about putting some lava in it, but that doesn't work very well with TNT sometimes, so. But now we had a cake, and then we blew a cake up, and the glowstone on the top survived. That's kind of weird. Didn't think that would live that long. And we've got silk touch on our shovel here, so we're gonna reclaim this. Alright, so we made our cake, we blew it up, and we're pretty much done for this episode. So what we're going to do is we're going to end it here. Next, I think what I may do is take a look at the vampirism in Witchery. I kind of like the idea of trying that because it does have the sunlight restriction, so it does add a little bit of extra kind of catch to the game. I've been slowly converting most of my glass surfaces here on the dome to dark glass from extra utilities to keep the sunlight out. It's caused some interesting after effects with some of my solar panels, but work through those. So what we're going to do, we're going to end it, like I said, and next time we'll probably take a look at that vampirism and see if we can go from there. But thank you for watching.